everyone. Welcome to Special Grade Snacks, a Jujutsu Kaisen watch-along podcast. I'm Sara, the manga knower.
And I'm Kay, the anime liker.
How you doing?
I'm good. These episodes were really fun.
Yeah, I really liked these. The entire, sorry to go on Reddit, but the entire subreddit has been like, of manga readers has been like waiting in anticipation of episode 7 because they knew that was when people were going to come out of the woodwork to be like, oh, sexual Gojo.
Oh, he's sexy with it. I see.
He is sexy with it is the thing.
The other thing is that Kakashi didn't take his mask off for like 10 years.
Yeah, he just did this shit on day one.
My god, he just tweeted it out.
I've been working on the story of what's behind Satoru Goju's eyes for 10 years, and he just tweeted it out.
Alright, let's talk about the episodes.
Yeah, let's talk about the episodes. We watched episodes 7 and 8 this week. The first episode, Assault. This picks up exactly where the last episode left off. You get like 20 seconds of what happened last time of Gojo riding in the car with Ijichi.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, go drive the rest of the way. I'll take care of this." Ijichi's like, "Hey, you sure you're gonna hit me?" Gojo's like, "Yeah, dude, just fucking go." And then Jogo, Volcano Head Man, jumps down from the ceiling and says, not the ceiling. There's no ceiling. It's an open space.
Yeah, he just jumps down from the sky.
Yeah, it's just like a road on the side of like on the side of like a forest, and there's like a big body of water in the middle of it. And Gojo's like, "Who are you?" And in the manga, he says, "And you are?" Which I think is a little bit more on brand for
Would love
Gojo.
to know who this guy is.
It's just a much cockier way to say who are you, that, in my opinion, which is great because I fucking love how cocky Gojo is.
We learn in this episode it's very justified.
Yeah, Jogo says I cast blast your face, and he makes like a pimple appear on the side of on the wall next to where Gojo's standing, and volcano fire erupts out of it and obliterates Gojo, and he's dead forever. Rest in peace.
Oh no, he died.
Yeah,
this is so sad. I'm posting F.
Yeah, but don't you get ready to delete that F because Jogo says that was easy, and Gojo says, "You sure about that?" He does the John Cena poking his head through the green screen. You sure about that one?
Yeah. How dare you say I'm easy? I'll have you know that you have to take me on at least one date before I hold your hand erotically.
Yeah, he does a Russian taunt to him. Okay, but so Gojo's like, "Bro, you think I'm easy?" And Gojo's also like, "Wait a second, this guy can talk? So this is a special grade, unregistered? Another one of you guys?"
I don't understand what he means by a registered special grade. Like, are they just letting them go and just writing it down and being like, "Oh, we'll deal with this later," I guess?
I think it's that like they're cognizant of the existence of certain special grades that are because. Well, I was about to reveal a detail that you'll find out next episode. But, like, there are some special grades that they are, like, aware of, but do not know the exact location of, or something. Like, there are special grades that they have heard of and not been able to take care of. Like, for example, now at the end of this episode, when Hanami and Jogo get away, they will now be registered special grades, because Gojo had an encounter with them.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. But he's like, "God, you are fucking annoying as piss. Please stop showing up." And Jogo says, "What's the matter? Are you tricked?" He said botherations.
I don't even know why he said that. There was no point in this fight in which he was winning.
He thinks that he's got the upper hand here because he's like, "Well, I haven't done my super special touching him and blowing him up move." So it's understandable that he's fighting back through this at least.
First he summons bugs.
Yeah, he says, "Go, my exploding bugs," and they can't reach. They like go at Gojo, and there's like a shockwave of when they get to him, but he just like holds up a hand, and they all do Matrix bullet stop and can't get to him. And he's like, "Hey, what'll happen if these guys hit me?" And then they all start like making a weird sound, and then they explode. But then Gojo just jumps away.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a very good attack to me.
It seemed like a pretty good attack if Gojo hadn't just moved away. Against anyone else, that would have been a great way to get around there. Against anyone else.
My god, he jumped out of the way of my attack. This is crazy.
Well, to be fair, no one else would have been able to, like, put up a barrier of infinity between them and the bugs and give themselves time to jump away.
Yeah, that's true.
But speaking of, Gojo jumps away, but then Jogo's like, wait, there's more! He's like he's reading the infomercial for Zoo Books, and he says, but wait, there's more! And the tiger poster! And the tiger poster is him casting Blow Your Head up on Gojo.
I like how he looks when his head is on fire. It's pretty funny.
It's really good. Yeah. He just casts Burn Your Head, and it's just like a pillar of flame erupts out of Gojo's collar.
Yeah.
Just like engulfing the entire area in flame, and then he like, wait, again, there's more. Buy now and you'll get a purple blast of fire to the back of your ass.
He really blows him up this time, except he doesn't.
Yeah, he says, you were posting cringe. You were not being... Hold on, I'm going to see if I can grab the actual... He says, oh, so that guy was exaggerating, huh? He wasn't that strong. Humans are weak. They don't live in truth. Real strength will be spread through death. And then, as he turns his back, Gojo is like, God fucking damn it. Again? Stop fucking making smoke happen.
Who are you calling weak? Who are you calling dead? I'm very alive.
Yeah. Jogo's like, wait, bro, I touched you and I obliterated you. And
he's very confused and upset by this one.
Yeah, Gojo just does like the classic playground tactic of, no you didn't.
Yeah. No, you can't touch me. I had my unbreakable force field up.
Yeah. He says you touched the infinity that exists between you and me, which is so sick.
Yeah, but you didn't touch me.
Yeah, he says, here, hold my hand, and I'll show you what I mean. And Jogo's like, well, I mean, there's no, like, killing, there's no, like, what's the word he uses?
Like, killing intent?
Yeah, and he's like, well, I guess there's nothing to do with holding his hand, because there's a really, Gojo's like...
I can't believe he goes along with this. He's so stupid. I think I'll hold his hand. This is fine.
Gojo is like, hey, hold my hand, and there's like a little like really low res version of him like rotating his hand back and forth like he's the blue badger.
Yeah.
And Jogo's like, well, I guess I might as well. And he like tries to hold his hand, but he can't quite.
Yeah.
And Gojo's like, see, you can get you keep getting closer, but the closer you get, the slower you go.
But then he does hold his hand, and he does it very erotically. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, he holds his hand, which is, I guess, showing us that like people cannot approach Gojo, but Gojo can like initiate contact if he wants to.
He does it so sexually.
Yeah, he says we can hold hands if you want.
He says, "Don't be shy."
Don't be shy.
And the whole time in this episode, there's a lot of, like, close-ups of his face, and his lips have, like, a little pink around him.
Yeah, he's got some lipstick on.
Yeah, I was, like, looking at other characters, and they don't really have that, except for, like, girls who are probably wearing makeup. I was like, damn, Gojo.
Listen, he had to get made up before he left the house that day. He was going to see the principal.
Yeah, he was going to see the big, strong principal.
And Gojo fucking just, like, punches, well, now that he has, Jogo's hand in his...
Yeah, I guess he did have some killing animosity in him.
Yeah, he generates it out of nowhere because he, like, just fucking punches Jogo in the tummy, like, 4 times, and Jogo, like, spits purple blood out, and it, like, lands on Gojo's invisible infinity force field, and it looks really cool.
It looks epic, yeah, I'll just say it.
I really can't emphasize enough the extent to which Gojo said, hey, I'm gonna do gay shit. I do all kinds of gay shit. It really pisses them off.
He's literally like, he's like a video game boy online, just like flirting with everyone.
Yeah.
Hey bro, let's kiss. Just kidding.
Hey bro, come on, give me a kisseroo.
He's the kisseroo guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad? Come give me a kiss. You won't be so mad.
And then Gojo says, hey, this is, infinity is something that's naturally there. I just bring it into reality. He says, convergence and divergence. If you touch this empty space, what would happen? Curse technique reversal, red. And he casts obliterate your fucking brains on Jogo.
Yeah, he casts, like, black hole beam or something. I don't know.
It's explained better later on, but the way I always picture it is that, like, Gojo's technique is like, you know, asymptotes in math.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the classic of math, what does 1 over x as x approaches 0 become? You get closer and closer to being divided by 0, but it's just growing infinitely until it gets to that point where it becomes infinite, which is dividing by 0. But then he turns it around on you and says, hey, what if I used all that power and blasted you in the face with it? And he does it.
That makes some sense to me. I don't really understand what a curse has to do with that, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, it makes some more sense. You know, they'll explain it later.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. There's some incredible Sakuya happening over the next minute or so.
Yeah, he just like throws him around, just like having a good time. There's like one shot where he's like very close to the camera, just smiling.
There's another shot where Jogo is like, okay, I've got an opening. I'll use my purple blast. But then Gojo jumps behind him and does Sans Undertale Eye and kicks him
Yeah.
into like the middle of like a water basin.
And then he teleports, apparently.
Yep,
This is a power he has.
Jogo has a memory of like, oh god, I guess Geto wasn't lying. This guy is strong as shit. Okay. Well, that's no problem. I'll just bring him in my domain. Then he looks around and is like, wait, where is he? And then he floats down from the sky like Kimberly in Fullmetal Alchemist opening 4 with Yuji in hand. And Yuji's voice actor, Itadori's voice actor, is absolutely killing it this episode.
He's so cute. It's Fuji-san.
Fuji-san!
So cute. Oh, Itadori is a baby.
Itadori was so cute in this episode. So yeah, he points at Jogo and says, oh, Fuji-san, his head is like Mount Fuji. And then we get a flashback to a couple minutes ago, that classic Gege Akutami of in media res, jump back a minute.
I don't even understand how the timeline works out, because Itadori says it was 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's about how long it is, because Gojo walks in to his basement where Itadori is watching anime Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, this is important.
It's not explicitly Lord of the Rings in the manga.
It is explicit. Oh, in the manga, okay.
Yeah, I looked it up. There you don't see the picture of what he's watching like you did for the bomb defusal show earlier, but we do see the TV saying, Sam, where are you, Sam?
Oh, it could have been anything.
It could have been anything, but Austin Walker voice, it could have been anything, but we made them look like Lord of the Rings anime edition. That's a joke. Someone will like that joke, even if it's not you. So yeah, he's watching that, and Gojo's like, hey, Yuji, and Yuji's like top half turns into a white silhouette where he's like, ah, but his lower half is still like holding the bear and being regular.
Yeah, he got surprised, but the bear did not punch him.
Yep, he's learning very fast. And Gojo's like, damn, this kid's learning fast. Okay, we can move up to more hardcore shit. Hey, Yuji, come with me. You're gonna see some domain expansion shit. This is the pinnacle of Jujutsu battles. And Itadori's like, okay, cool. And he's like, we're like back to with Jogo, and he's like, how did we get here? And in the manga, the choice of words probably doesn't matter that much, but in the anime, Gojo's like, oh, we warped. But in the manga, Gojo says, we jumped. Which is like...
I just did a big jump.
I do like the idea of him just doing a big jump way more than just, oh, we warped. I can teleport.
I think they did teleport though, right? I assume?
I think possibly, but also like, I don't know. The way that Gojo's Infinity works, like I can also see him just like saying, okay, I will now generate infinity velocity to get me and Yuji back to where we were fighting as quickly as humanly possible. I'm not entirely sure how it would work, but...
I was seeing it as like he like uninfinities the distance, if that makes sense.
Oh, like he closes, he Diavolos it.
Yeah, like the way they talk about like light speed travel kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But anyways, he brings Yuji to learn about domain expansion battles, and Gojo's like, don't worry, this kid's not a shield, I don't need a shield because you're fucking weak. And Jogo is like, the fuck did you just say?
He's so mad.
His both like his ears pop out. His like he's got like little like cork stoppers on his ears, and they both pop out with lava. And he's like so mad about this. He like causes like a wave of the water that he's standing in to like splash outwards, and then he does domain expansion, Coffin of the Iron Mountain.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool name.
As far as I think it's great. I fucking love Coffin of the Iron Mountain. And what it does is it like it teleports. It's like this area that is now Jogo's domain, which is like the bottom of the inside of a volcano.
It's just like in Yu-Gi-Oh! When you play like a place.
A world enchantment.
Yeah. Like in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime that everyone's seen, where...
I know what you're talking about.
You play your location, and then that's where you're fighting. That's what he did.
It's extremely funny how you made that joke, and I was going to make a joke about Magic the Gathering world enchantments that had not been printed in like 15 years.
It's basically the same thing.
So this is when we get our explanation about domain expansion, answering a lot of questions you had on our episode 2.
Answer some of my questions, yes. I would say however many questions I had, it answers about half of them.
Okay. So the way domain expansion works, as Gojo explains it to Yuji, is that it is like you are creating a small like environment based using your cursed energy and cursed technique. It takes a lot of energy to do, but its benefits very heavily outweigh the cost because you get a buff like a video game. And in the anime, Itadori is the one who's like, "Oh, you get a buff like a video game." And in the manga, Gojo is the one that says, "Yeah, like a video game."
He does explain it in like little animated video game characters.
Yeah, you just like it's an extremely powerful like just zone of it's an AoE buff for you, and the area of effect also happens to transport you and whoever is in the radius into your special hell dimension for them.
Mm-hmm. And it also makes it so all of your attacks can't miss, I guess.
Yep, and there's a real fun little thing between them where Gojo's like, wait, Gojo says, yeah, attacks always hit, and Yuji's like, always? And it's Zetai?
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah. Jogo, I really like this part because while it is mostly Gojo showing off and being epic, there is some really good Jogo stuff in it also, which we see like right before the big moment of the episode, where Gojo's like, yeah, so all the attacks shot at you will hit, but you can like deflect them with your own attacks, or you can try and escape. Though I don't recommend that one. And Jogo is like, I kind of didn't think I'd be able to do this. Like he says specifically, I came here half in jest, but because of my pride as a cursed spirit, I have to, he's a cursed spirit with the pride of a new human. He won't accept it.
Yeah, he's very embarrassed of how epically his ass got beat.
And he says, there won't even be ash left of you, Satoru Gojo. But then, in response, Gojo takes off his blindfold and reveals his sexy bishy eyes.
He's so bishy. He's so a beautiful man appeared to me. Have you ever seen a man so beautiful you cried?
And he unleashes his domain expansion, which is Infinite Void. I'm going to be calling it Unlimited Void probably because that's what the manga calls it.
It is called, he does say the inner world of Limitless, which, okay.
Yeah, Limitless is like his, it's like his infinity. He brings infinity into the real world, like that's his ability, but now he can also bring you into infinity.
Yeah, and he says, like, when two domains try to happen in the same place, like the more refined one wins or something.
Just like world enchantments in Magic the Gathering. If you play a world enchantment, it blows up the other world enchantment.
No, but this is like only if yours is a better one. Like,
right,
like if Itadori tried to do one now, his would probably not work. Yeah.
God, I'm thinking about the time whenever this hasn't happened in the manga, but like I think it's gonna happen in the manga of Yuji using Malevolent Shrine on his own, and my current running theory is that it's going to be Benevolent Shrine, and he uses it to heal people.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah. So yeah, this fucking, I really recommend just searching this. If you're not watching the show along with us, I really recommend at least watching this, like, this clip of Gojo doing Unlimited Void.
Yeah, it's not really explainable by audio.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool visuals. Basically what it does is Jogo winds up and it is like, I can't see anything. I can't feel anything. Oh shit, no, I'm feeling everything. I'm seeing everything. But the information is not like, I cannot process this information, and so my brain just completely shorts out. I can't move. I can't think. I can't do anything.
It's pretty cool, yeah. I'll give it to Gojo on this one.
Yeah, Gojo says, you've been given everything, but you can't do anything.
He says, isn't it ironic?
Yeah, don't you think? Don't you stink?
Like rain on your wedding day, yeah.
It's like rain when you've already paid. And then he rips his head off.
He does it in, like, the most twisted way you can imagine.
He, like, rips his head off, and it, like, does, like, did you play Persona 5, Kay?
No.
It's like, okay, well, I'm making this reference for the people at home then. It's like in Persona 5 when you do an all-out attack and it finishes the encounter.
Oh, yeah, well, I've seen that part.
Okay, yeah. It's like that. It's just like this, like, silhouette of Gojo just, like, ripping Jogo's head from his body, and there's, like, a fucking massive spray of blood.
Yeah, it's very like a samurai slice kind of thing. But he just physically rips his head off with his bare hand.
Yep. Because he says, well, I could just obliterate you, but I need to ask you some questions, so I'm just going to take your head off. And then his, he turns off his domain, and throws Jogo's head on the floor and starts, like, stepping on it. It's like, hey, who sent you? What's going to happen if I die? Why are you doing this? And then just, like, steps on his head. And there's some fun, like, Go-Gurt squelching sounds.
Yeah. He's squishy.
Yeah. Then we see that Hanami and Geto are watching, and Geto says, hey, if you want to save him, save him. I don't know if you care about him enough. And then Hanami says something back to him, and you and I were talking about this last night, about how much we like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Hanami speaks, it is Japanese, it is like audio of someone speaking Japanese played in reverse, and in order to like sort of match that, in the anime has subtitled it backwards. And I don't know how I felt about that, because I think I think it's a weird half measure that's a little bit in between, and I don't think works, because in the manga, later on in the manga, there are things that, like, Hanami says that are actually translated, but sometimes it's just like he's very much, for a little bit, he's a little bit like Inumaki, in that he will say gibberish, and then he'll just say, like, gibberish, and other people around him will know what it means. But eventually they do start, like, translating his stuff for the reader, because he does get to say some things. But you were talking the other night about how you thought that it was a cool way that's like, the way you view subs, that you want it to be as close to a native speaker watching the show regularly as possible, right?
Yeah. I like to feel like I'm getting the authentic experience, I guess I would say, or as close to I can be without knowing Japanese.
And I think that the fact that they put the subtitles in, but when the episode originally went out, the subtitles were regular.
Yeah, they were regular. I didn't really like that.
Yeah, and then they've been changed to be backwards, like just English text in reverse.
Yeah,
and I guess that, like, my counterpoint to your statement there is that I think that if they're going to do it like that, they should just not have given it subtitles, because, like, the experience of a native of a native speaker would be that, like, if you just put, like, you know, if you just took a 10-second recording of this podcast of me talking and played it backwards, I would not be able to decipher a single bit of it, except for, like, I could probably pick out the way if I said the word, like, come in that sentence, I could probably pick it out.
I think that you would get, like, kind of a vague idea, and if you tried hard enough, you could figure it out. And I feel like that's about what you get from backwards subtitles, honestly. Unless you're very fast at reading backwards.
I guess. Maybe I'm just faster at reading backwards, because I had already read the subtitle go forwards, but when I saw it backwards, I was like, oh, okay, that's what that says.
Yeah, when I saw it backwards, like, when I watched it back the second time, because they, like, changed it within this week.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit, I like barely had time to read it before it went by. And I was like, oh, that was cool. So I like it. I think it's a cool idea, at least. I think it's probably as close as subs can get to conveying what's going on.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how they're going to do Hanami later on.
They'll figure something out. I think it's
that's not going to be for a little while. But Geto says, yeah, you can help him, but I can't be seen by these fuckers. I got to bounce.
Yeah, that's very suspicious of him. And if they didn't explain it in the next episode, I would still be thinking about it.
Yeah, your brain would be so big. Then Gojo says, "Just tell me what you're gonna do. I'll exercise you either way." And I spelled exercise wrong here. I spelled it like physical activity, which is what happens in the Juju stroll.
Yeah, we must exercise him.
But Gojo says, "I'm gonna exercise you. Tell me everything. Either way, I'm gonna exercise you." But then an airstrike comes in and like a big what is it that Hanami throws down? It kind of looks like if you made an umbrella out of a flower and then threw the umbrella down top first.
Yeah, I thought it was like a tree root or something like that, like some sort
of.
Oh,
that's probably it.
Tree thing unfurls with flowers.
Yeah, and then Gojo and Itadori are both like, wow. Flowers,
so cute.
And Gojo's like, hey, and then he slaps himself on the face and is like, wait, this is Jujutsu.
This is magic.
It's making me not want to fight. And by the time he realizes that, Hanami has already swooped in and grabbed Jogo's head.
It's so annoying that their names are Gojo and Jogo, by the way.
I've been trying so hard not to mix them up this entire...
Yeah, but it's very hard. Why did he do that like that?
Gege's trick.
I'm canceling him for it. I'm calling him out.
Yeah. But, Hanami grabs Jogo's head and runs off, and Itadori gets grabbed by a plant root, and he's, getting lifted up in the air. He's like, I'm fine, Sensei, go chase that guy. And then he starts getting pulled down into, this, wispy woods type looking guy.
A spike trap. He's like, no, I'm not actually fine.
No, I'm not fine. Help. And then Gojo just, blasts the tree and blows it up, and Itadori gets down on the hands and knees position, and it just starts apologizing, and in the background you can see his apology written in Japanese behind him.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry I let them get away because I was in danger, but actually you're the one who brought me here, so maybe it's your fault. Signed, Itadori.
And then Gojo's like, oh, this is annoying. But you know what? This was a great decision to bring you along. Now you've learned so much. You're going to have to be... One of these days, you and everyone else is going to get strong enough to beat that guy. And then he says, okay, Itadori, now you have to fight me and get stronger. And Itadori makes a cute face and is like, Sensei?
Fight Sensei?
I don't want to fight you.
What if Itadori had to fight him on Sensei?
What if Itadori had to fight his own sensei?
He would die.
He would absolutely die. If Gojo was trying, Gojo could just obliterate the execution. Whenever Itadori eats all 20 fingers and decides to try to become executed, that's just going to be... Gojo's going to walk up to him and rip his head off again. Well,
that's fine. It's what he wanted.
Yeah. Gojo's like, okay, we gotta make sure you're strong enough for the in my notes I wrote Inter High, even though I know it's the Goodwill event.
I think they call it something like that.
Yeah, it's the Kyoto Goodwill event. Yeah,
it's the Inter High. It's the winter tournament.
It's the Nationals of Jujutsu.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, Bokuto's gonna be there.
Oh my god.
I mean, listen, I've said this before, but Sendai is where Itadori's from, which is in the Miyagi prefecture.
But now they're in Tokyo, so they have to play. Yeah, that's where Fukurodani and Nekoma are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Itadori has a question, and he says, "Hi, Sensei!"
He raises his hand, and Gojo's like, "Yeah, Yuji, what's your question?"
Yeah, he sticks his hand.
It's so cute.
It is. Itadori's faces in this episode are so good, and he's like, "What is the Goodwill event?" And Gojo's like, "Oh shit, I didn't tell you." And then we get like a very brief scene of the principal, Yagi and Ijichi sitting together at the table, and Yagi's just like, "He's fucking late again."
And Ijichi's just sweating.
Yeah. And then we get Geto walking up the floor to his one bedroom apartment, which he opens the door to, and then he's in a sunny beachside zone.
I have it written down. It's like the doors in Monsters Inc.
It is exactly like the doors in Monsters Inc. Because he walks in there, and there is Dagon's there. He's chilling in the water.
That's the jellyfish. If you don't remember his name, like me.
Yeah, the red jellyfish man. Hanami and Jogo are like right behind him. Hanami carrying Jogo's just head. And then we meet this nasty feet man, the Scarface boy, the licking man from the OP.
What did I say about how nasty this guy was? And how did they introduce him? I am right. I'm always right about these things.
Feet first.
His toes are, every single one is so detailed, and they're all separate, and they're all just like right in your face. Look at these feet. Disgusting.
Get his ass.
I got his ass.
But there's a conversation between Jogo and Geto where Jogo's like, "I fucking told you, bro. I'm glad to see that you're still alive. I did not expect you to walk out of that, like, at all, let alone, but I'm glad to see that you did and you survived." And Jogo's like, "Really? You're saying glad to see you're okay when I am just a head?" And Geto does shrugging and sticking his tongue out emoji.
He says, "And I a stinker."
Yeah, it's so cute.
He's very cute. I realized that he's like extremely evil, but he's funny.
He's kind of funny in this one.
He's just evil Gojo, which is why I do believe they're boyfriends.
Yeah.
They have the same vibes of like, oh, I'm very powerful and things are funny to me.
Yeah. Mahito is reading a book and...
Mahitos. Think about that.
The sequel series is... His Junpei has to eat the 20 toes of Mahito.
No!
And be executed.
So sad.
Yep. He's reading his book and he puts it down. He's like, "All right, let's be cunning, like curses should be, like humans should," which is like, I like that.
I guess he's implying that he's like part curse or something, or he's like not a human person. And his face is kind of fucked up.
It's more, yeah, and they like do an emphasis on that because like he's got two completely different, like not just heterochromia, but like two different looking eyes on top of the coloration. I think that like he might be hinting at that, but also like I think that's just in line with Jogo's motivation. Everyone's motivations. He's like the ringleader of Jogo and Hanami and Dagon. And he just says, we'll be cunning like a curse and like a human, and we're trying to be the new humans.
Yeah, he says, "Do you understand our motivations yet?" And I say, "Not really, buddy, but that's okay."
I think they've done a plenty fine job.
I don't understand what they think they will gain from this, honestly.
They want to overturn society so that they are no longer the downtrodden curses, and they get to rule over everything.
Rule over what? If you overturn society, what do you get?
To be on top of society.
Of who? You'll have, like, killed all the people.
They get into that.
Okay, whatever.
Sorry. You are asking some good questions that Gege Akutami also himself asked.
Alright, thank you, sir.
I have a question. Did they say anything about, like, a specific date or location that
Halloween! An evil Halloween plot.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they explicated that. But yeah, they said, yeah, on October 31st in Shibuya, we'll do our shit.
And I say, okay. I don't know what date it is right now in the anime, so...
Well, it's September, we find out.
Yeah, they said it's, like, almost the end of... Wait, they said it was, like, the beginning of summer when they started talking about the event, right?
Yeah. Wait. When does the Kinema Cinema event happen? Yeah, that's September 2018.
So it would have been August right now, I guess?
Yeah, it's like August, and then we jump into September. So, yeah.
Alright.
But before we get to that, we get our nice Juju stroll, which I loved, which was...
this one is epic. It was Geto,
Mahito, and Hanami playing soccer with Jogo's head. And
they're doing Brazilian calisthenics.
Yeah, they're doing Brazilian calisthenics to get warmed up, and Kicks Jogo's head into the goal, but Hanami blocks it by punching Gojo's head. Jogo's head. Gojo's head is not there. God damn it. That was my first time I made that mistake, I think. But so his head gets punched, and then Geto passes to Mahito, who does overhead and does a bicycle kick and blasts him into the goal, and his head spins and smokes because in the back of the net. It's very funny.
It's very funny, and also it calls to attention the fact that Geto and Mahito address each other with kun, which I think is pretty cute and makes me think maybe not everything is so bad about this nasty man if another nasty man can love him like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I still hate him.
Yeah. So that's it for episode 7. Before we get into episode 8, I wish to talk to you a little bit about Mr. Satoru Gojo's cool, epic abilities of Red and Unlimited Void.
Oh, I was hoping you would explain why his eyes are so beautiful, but maybe he's just like that. That explanation comes in. That explanation will be a season 2, maybe season 3 explanation. Oh, they're gonna explain why his eyes are so beautiful and blue and shining?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm at a point where, like, they haven't done that in the manga, but, like, they might.
Gojo, what technique are you using to make your eyes like that? He's like, I'm just hot. I'm
just big sexy about it. So we encounter Gojo's cursed technique of Limitless, which is like the basis for all of his things. Limitless is like the space between him that Jogo can't reach. Limitless is the thing that he calls upon to use Curse Technique Reversal Red. He's like actually inside the Limitless when he uses unlimited/infinite void. But so we're going to talk about Unlimited Void.
His domain expansion.
The environment created by Unlimited Void is a literal empty void of space that appears to take the target at the very center of the universe. This presents the target with limitless information, forcing them to see and feel everything while seeing and feeling nothing at the exact same time. This phenomenon paralyzes the target with infinite knowledge, causing them to die slowly. Only the caster and anyone they are physically touching are free from the void's effects. The Unlimited Void is an extremely polished domain, as it was able to easily suppress Jogo's coffin of the Iron Mountain domain. While cursed spirits can last within the domain for a while, humans would not last long. Just 0.2 seconds within the domain would take about 2 months of rehabilitation for any normal person once they're free.
Whoa.
So your mind would get so twisted by just 0.2 seconds of this shit.
I did have some questions about, like, if you cast it on a person or, like, other people. He was, like, carrying Itadori the whole time.
Yeah. We also want to talk about Red. Red is a move used by Satoru Gojo that uses his Limitless Curse technique powered by Reversed Curse technique. By fueling the Limitless Cursed ability with positive energy generated by a Reverse Cursed technique, the effect of Limitless is reversed. This brings infinity into reality, creating a small orb on the tip of the user's finger that is essence of convergence and divergence. When the Infinite Void is unleashed, wait, hold on, this Wikipedia's got a weird sentence. When the Infinite Void is unleashed, power unleashed, it creates a great explosive vacuum that sends his opponent crashing back with immense force. Then just Satoru Gojo just used his hit technique against Jogo.
Damn, he sure did.
He did that.
Gojo's
got some other moves up his sleeves, I'll tell you that much.
Uh-huh.
Can you, like, take a swing at any of the cool names that he has for them?
Okay, that one was Red.
Yes.
I assume he'll have maybe a blue to go with his eyes, and that will be the opposite, where if that one was, like, blasting out, he'll have, like, a black hole type one that, like, slurps stuff.
Yeah, it's the one that he just blue is just he takes off his blindfold and everyone and everything in the vicinity is immediately attracted to him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it would be that. It would be like a black hole that slurps you in.
Yeah, huh.
Also, it would be very romantic. Let me think about other abilities I could think of Infinity's doing. I'm imagining, like, that scene at the end of Golden Wind where, like, he's, like, looking back at himself a million times, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe.
That's kind of, I think that's kind of what what Unlimited Void is, though not exactly. But we'll see. We'll get there. Mm-hmm. So that's our Jujutsu corner.
All right. So we watched episode 8, which is just called Boredom. I will say, not a very boring episode.
It's not.
A lot of things happen. A lot of new characters appear. I realized watching this one back that it feels like something is missing for most of it, and it's because Itadori isn't in this one.
Right, because he is still dead to all of these people.
Yeah, he can't hang out with them.
Yeah, he's too busy He's too busy doing epic training.
He's fighting Sensei and getting his ass kicked every day, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's just getting absolutely thrashed like Kugisaki was last week, like when Panda hammered through her.
Yeah. Very funny. Okay. So, Fushiguro and Kugisaki are at the vending machines on errands for the second years. And
yep.
Kugisaki is pissed because there aren't enough vending machines. And Fushiguro says, well, not very many people can come to our secret magic school to do the vending machines.
The campus for that place seems enormous given the amount of students on it.
Like 6 people live there.
Yeah. And we get our one special grade snack for this week's podcast, which is Kugisaki gets like a Sprite.
I guess, yeah, she gets some sort of drink. I was looking closely at the vending machines. They all looked like they only had drinks. So there's no like chippies or anything.
No chisps.
So while they're showing the vending machines, they flash over to the second years who are just like walking in a forest together for some reason.
Yeah.
And Panda's... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say Kugisaki's got her tracksuit, and it looks fresh to death.
Oh, yeah, she looks good. All right, so Panda says, are the babies going to be okay? I know we just sent them on errands, but the evil principal is coming today, and that could mean that the evil students from our enemy school are coming also. And maybe they'll make trouble for our innocent little kohais.
Yeah.
Because their buddy died and it was their principal's fault, so maybe there's some animosity there.
Yeah. They the Panda is like, students aren't necessary for a meeting, but they do love to cause us problems on purpose.
I think, yeah, he almost literally says that. And then it flashes over to where they are, and they are in fact causing problems on purpose.
Yeah, Maki's like, wait, do you think that means that she's in town then?
No, she says Mai. She says
she does say
Mai
Mai
will be here.
You think Mai's here?
And Mai, in fact, is here. There's 2 new friends, and one is a very, very large, muscular man with a scar over one eye. And the other one is, like a sexual woman.
Yeah, she gets, Fushiguro addresses her as Zenin Senpai, so we know that she's related to Maki.
And yeah, he's like, Kugisaki's like, what, another one? And he says, yeah, they're twins.
So, my girlfriend, Sophie, has a identical twin, name, and I won't say their name, but when I went to visit them, I didn't know that, I knew that they had a sibling. I did not know that Sophie had a twin. So I went out there to visit, and the feeling of coming face to face with someone who you've been in, like, the same face of someone that you've been in love with for a year and a half, but definitely 100% not the same person, was a really, really weird feeling.
Yeah, and that's what Kugisaki feels right
Yeah,
here.
Kugisaki was like, oh shit, okay, this feeling doesn't mean anything, but it is a weird one to have to process.
And then she's rude to them. Mai says, hey, are you guys okay? I heard that you were working with, like, a gross boy, like a nasty boy who had a curse in him. You must be happy that he died, right? And they're both like, how fucking dare you? We love our friend. And then Toto, the large man, says, hey, don't bring up pointless topics. Only talk about my incredibly important topic, which is Fushiguro. What kind of ladies are you into?
Yeah, I like Maki's line. Maki's line here is, aren't you happy that he's dead? I'm twisted.
No, Mai says that, not Maki.
Not Maki, I'm sorry, God. I'm having more issues with that than Gojo Jogo.
No. Yeah, Maki's, aren't you happy that he's dead? I would be disgusted if I had to stand next to a curse pretending to be a Jujutsu sorcerer. Even though he's a nice little boy, so how dare you? He is just a nice little boy. Like, the thing is that
I'm sorry, it's there are no cats allowed in the apartment. This is obvious. There are no curses allowed in the Jujutsu Academy. This is stated in the contract. And then Maki just sends, or Kugisaki sends a picture of Itadori, and Maya's like, I will make an exception because he looks very polite.
I mean, that is basically what Gojo did with the old people.
Yeah, he did say he is very polite.
He's very polite, so you're gonna have to make an exception or I will kill all of you.
Yeah, I will deploy kill all boomers no jutsu.
But anyway, the real important stuff to talk about is tall women with big asses.
Yeah, because Toto is like, what kind of girls do you like? And there's like an echo on his voice, and then he stands up and says, "I love big boobs. I love tall women with big butts." And then the OP hits.
I am gonna say, so Toto's whole thing is like, I need to know that you're not a boring person, because I don't want to have a boring fight. And the way that you know if a person is interesting or not is their taste in women. If you have, like, a boring fetish, then you're a boring person. I think that being into a tall woman with a big ass is not very special. I think we all say that every day, Toto.
We are all appreciating tall women with big asses.
Like, seriously, I'm like, oh, you have to have, like, a cool fetish for me to like you. My cool fetish is a big butt. Everyone, have you looked at the news lately?
Get his ass.
I'm getting his ass.
It just, like, sucks for... I feel so bad for Fushiguro here because Mai is just like, hey, your boyfriend died. Wasn't he cringe? Didn't you hate him?
Now say you like women.
Now say that you like women.
Yeah, so... Fushiguro deflects hard. He's like, we're strangers. Why would I talk to you about that? And Kugisaki says, yeah, that's a tall hurdle for an antisocial guy.
Yeah, she is so getting his ass.
She's, like, supporting him, but also getting his ass, which is... I like that kind of relationship that they have.
Yeah. It's Willow Mulm solidarity.
It is. And so Toto goes on and on about it. He's like, I need to know so that I know what kind of guy you are. If you prefer men, that's fine too. Yeah,
he said gay rights. Toto's thing is just like, I want to be able to fight with people who I think are fun. And what good is it going to be if I get to my final chance at the Goodwill event and I'm fighting boring fucking people.
Yeah. When he says you can prefer men, it's showing Fushiguro and his sweat drops. So just jot that down.
Just making a big old note of that one.
Just noting. So then Fushiguro summons all the power in his brain of, fuck, what's a cool girl? What kind of girl would I like? For sure, me. What women do I like? What girl have I liked? My dead sister, maybe?
Yeah, the only cool woman he's ever encountered.
Only woman I respect, dead sister.
Also, I need to state for the record, I think the show must have like an anti-contract with big shirts. Like, big shirt. Because every single episode, someone's getting their shirt ripped off. And this time it's Toto just saying, okay, this purple shirt, I had the drip. I don't need it anymore. I'm just going to tear this thing off. I could take it off. I won't.
He won't. He doesn't hurt his jacket, though. He likes the jacket.
Yeah, that's really powerful jacket.
Yeah. Anyway, Fushiguro says, I don't like any type of girl in particular. I just like an unshakable character, which I guess is something. And both the girls are like, good answer, Fushiguro. We won't have to beat your ass. Yeah. But the guy says, no, that's a boring answer.
Kugisaki says, if you told something like big boobs, I would have had to kill you myself.
So, yeah, Fushiguro was stuck here, no matter what. There was no right answer for him.
Kugisaki said that because she was secretly thinking that would be her answer if Toto asked her.
I was also, why does he gets right up in Fushiguro's face about his taste, and if he's boring, he doesn't ask Kugisaki, where I'm sure she would have a very good answer to this question.
Yeah, I think he's just, he needs to respect, Toto needs to respect women more.
Respect lesbians.
Yeah, please.
They are all around you.
Yeah. And then Fushiguro gets fucking mollywopped.
Fushiguro once again gets his ass beat left and right through 20 walls into the sky.
Most obliterated boy in existence. Because, like, you know how a typical clothesline is done by, like, sticking your arm out and then letting someone run into your arm? Mm-hmm. Toto brings the clothesline to Fushiguro.
Yeah, and he Fushigero's trying to defend his face with his gay little hands crossed, and he just gets blasted anyway.
Yeah. And Kugasaki's like,
sad.
yo, Fushiguro, let me help you out. And then Maki, like, grabs her from behind, puts his
Maki.
lesbianly. Mai grabs her from behind lesbianly.
She does. She's like, ooh, what if we had a sexual little encounter? And Kugasaki says, up close I can tell, Maki is 100 times prettier than you. You have open pores.
Yeah. You getting enough sleep?
And then Mai says, oh, it's cute that you're trying to do a little catfight with me, but I have a gun.
Yeah. Oh, I love Mai so... Oh my god. I know I said this about, like, every character, but I love Mai.
It's funny that she has a gun.
Yeah, she just has a gun. It doesn't hit quite as hard in the manga, but in the anime, like, last episode, you just see a man harnessing the power of infinity and making it real and casting obliterate on a walking volcano man. And then this episode, someone has a 45.
So anyway, Fushiguro remembers who Toto is, apparently, because he's a third year from the other school, and he's like, wait, this is the guy that defeated, like, 1 special grade and 5 first grades on the Jujutsu terror attack by Geto 1 year ago.
Yeah, the specific name for it is the, I wrote it down.
Like the Night of 100 Curses.
Yeah, the night parade of 100 demons from Kyoto to Shibuya.
Yeah. Which sounds pretty epic. I think Geto probably had a good time.
Yeah.
It was probably pretty bad.
It was probably bad, but it might have been pretty cool.
And we see, like, kind of, like, 1 or 2 vague flashbacks of it. Like,
yeah, of him just, like, sitting on top of a pile of curses. But then he's like, and he didn't use curse energy at all. And then Toto's just like, oh, no, that's just a rumor. I used I used my curse energy for the special grade.
Yeah, but not the first grades.
And Fushigero's just like, this guy beat the shit out of 5 grade 1s with his fists?
Yeah, I assume he did, like, the glowing fists, but
probably
no techniques. He did energy, but no techniques. Is
yeah,
what I picked up from it.
Yeah. Sorry, technique, not energy. Keep forgetting that there's a difference. I should know this as the manga knower.
Yeah. So anyway, Fushiguro says, "Well, this guy is a close combat specialist, so I'll have to restrain him and keep him away from my delicate bones and body."
Yeah, and he says, "I summon my little Karibos of frog birds." He does the hand sign for Nue, and then the shadow puppetry for frog
is just like a circle, kind of like circle hands.
Yeah, I didn't. It makes a lot more sense in the manga because, like, you can see, like, in the manga, there's a panel of him doing the hands, and then right next to the hands is like a depiction of what the shadow is supposed to look like.
I could see it. It was like the normal bird one. Everyone knows how to do a bird with your hands.
Yeah, he's like bending up the pinky on both hands to like make the eyes on top of it.
You make a froggy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess you can combine the animals now, which is blowing my mind and sending me through flights of fancy.
Yeah.
But he summons a bunch of little frogs with wings, which is truly delightful.
And I like the name in the manga. Whenever a move is named something more unwieldy, I will always like the weirder sounding name. Because in the anime, he calls it... I wrote it. Oh, here we go. In the anime, he calls it Bottomless Well, but the manga calls it The Well's Unknown Abyss, which is...
Okay.
Longer and more obtuse names are infinitely cooler to me.
That one is funny.
Unlimited Void, I think Infinite Void is great. Unlimited Void or Limitless Void, I like that better because it's more unwieldy.
It's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fushiguro summons these little frogs, and Toto just immediately blasts through them, grabs Fushiguro, and German suplexes him.
Yeah, he just obliterates him.
And then just like his entire head begins bleeding down his face.
Yeah.
And he grabs Fushiguro after that, and he like throws him through like a trestle of some sort.
Yeah.
Like once again, through as many walls as he can find, Fushiguro gets his ass blasted. And
the thing that really kills me about that is that, like, Toto had him held up against that wall, and then, like, without any momentum already, he did what Yuji did when he walked through the concrete and just said, okay, I am going to use my entire body of force to just shove you through all of these wood planks now with no prior momentum.
Fushiguro should be dead.
Fushiguro should exactly be dead, but his frog birds are there to stop Toto from doing his haiku spike on on Fushiguro.
And then Fushiguro's like, you want me to fight hard? You think that I'm not putting my best into it? Well, I'm going to do my secret evil twisted technique that I teased versus Sukuna too. But then his upperclassmen come to save him instead.
I'm going to tell you this. He does do that move eventually. Like, obviously he does. This is like foreshadowing of everything. He tries to pull this one out of his pocket so many times.
I like that.
It's really good.
I'm really gonna do it this time, guys.
I will do this on concrete.
The 8 arm, I'm gonna, whatever, Fushiguro. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, you will see it.
All right, we'll see. You see it.
But then your favorite son, your absolute boy of your favorite character of this show. I'm declaring this for you.
I was gonna say I've made it very clear that it's Fushiguro.
Yeah.
But Inumaki is here, and he shows off his ability for the first time.
Yeah, he does his fucked up mouth move, which is just him saying words.
He unzips his turtleneck and speaks in regular Japanese, and he says, "Don't move," and it means that you can't move. And he has like weird tattoos on his mouth and like on his tongue.
Yeah.
I guess we already knew that, but it looks pretty neat. It's nice to hear him say normal words. And then the panda comes and punches Toto.
Yeah, just slams him.
Yeah. It's a good, like, combo move. Like, you have one guy who incapacitates and then just a big panda to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And now that you know what Inumaki can do, you can go and read the prequel manga.
But I want to be surprised by his other moves.
Well,
imagine all the things he can say. Like, what if he said, like, do a funny dance? Would he do it?
Oh, God. If he said do a funny dance, what if he just said piss your pants?
I think he would do it. I can't say that I know how it works, but I think if he said, like, shit your doo-doo ass, I think it would happen.
I cast cursed speech of shit your doo-doo ass.
No, my ass.
He does. You know what he does? He says nerf this, like that one diva video, and then just the recipient just does that earth-shattering fart.
Oh no!
While making it clap. Oh my god.
He says die from making it clap on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
You have no choice.
You have no choice.
Is that how it works? Can he just say anything?
I'm not sure. And even if I was sure, I probably wouldn't answer you. God, I'm really just, like, imagining the flights of fancy that we could get up to in a comedy spin-off where Inumaki is just, like, having a fun time.
It's very impressive to think about. Like, he's, like, a 16-year-old boy, probably.
Yeah.
But he has very strong strength of character to not use his evil power for anything.
For pranks.
Yeah, for pranks and tricks.
Using cursed voice to compel your friend to stick an eraser in the doorway so that when your teacher opens it, the eraser falls on his head.
Yeah, imagine playing, like, Truth or Dare with him. You have to do what he dares you.
Oh, that would suck. Oh, God.
He unzips his turtleneck and he says, oh, confess to your crush. You have to do it! No!
He says
so
you must.
Twisted.
Oh my god, fucking Ella enchanted ass.
Yeah! Anyway, I do love him. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. He says bonito flakes and he says tuna.
He said salmon a lot in this episode.
He did. I wonder what salmon... I'm sure that there's, like, a way you could probably, like, correspond what he says versus how people react to what he says.
I did kind of want to talk about that, because we said, like, he says these words because they're inert words, like, words that don't have, like, cursed meaning, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But if he, like, assigned a code to them, wouldn't that be giving them meaning, and then they wouldn't be inert anymore?
Maybe. That's... Maybe there's, like, an innate cursedness to, like, maybe there was, like, a cursed dictionary which cursed voice users can only, like, pluck from when they want to do moves.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, too, but then he could say normal things, but he doesn't.
Right, yeah. I mean, maybe it's because the words that he used, maybe it's because the cursed vernacular is so, like, there's some words in there that he just, like, uses on a day-to-day basis.
He's just erring on the side of caution. He's like, well, I'll just only say shrimp fried rice.
He's studying. He's like, well, I can't say go fuck yourself anymore.
Oh my god. You really can't say that one.
God, I'm trying to think of other things that he can't say, but all my brain is coming up with is other ways to say go fuck yourself. He can flip the bird, though.
Deactivate your almonds. No, my almonds!
No! My cursed almond technique!
I like this boy, and I'd like to know more about him. I'd like his powers explained, but I'd also like to see him just doing funny things.
I also like to imagine he used to say extremely like intricate like ways of telling people off, like, oh, go take a long walk off a short bridge, and he's just like, nope, crossing that one out now.
No, you can't say that one either. Okay, let's get back into the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that the panda and Inumaki are here, Toto is like, alright, I guess I'll stop beating the shit out of Fushiguro, because at least there will be some interesting guys at the event. But also, tell my friend Okatsu that he has to come. And Panda's like, no, this is a huge hassle.
Yeah, he's the way it's translated is it's just like very simple Japanese, like someone who is like reading out of a tourist book while they're there. Except for saying I don't speak human language, not I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah. So I guess Toto knows these guys, huh?
Yeah, he's this is they're the second years, he's a third year, so they've had a Goodwill event before at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that he knows what their fetishes are?
He's definitely interrogated Panda.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, these guys are pervert allies.
Or maybe Panda offered that information freely, and Toto was like, oh shit.
A fellow connoisseur.
Panda said, "Hello, I love big gun honkaloids." And Toto's like, "Oh, I didn't even have to ask. Thanks, bro."
I knew you were epic. I can't imagine what Inumaki would say.
Fish flakes.
God, I love big fish flakes on my ladies.
It's good.
All right. So anyway, it goes back to Kugasaki and Mai's fight, where Kugasaki is dead on the ground.
Yeah.
Holes in her brand new tracksuit. Very tragic.
Yeah.
Maki comes to save Kugasaki. She's like, hey, my evil twin sister.
Hands off my girlfriend.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Yeah. And then they both kind of talk about how they're very weak jujutsu sorcerers, I guess. Maki doesn't have any cursed energy, and Mai can only put energy into weapons or something.
Yeah, they'll get into this more, but I think they've talked a little bit about like Zenin being like a sort of prestigious house, like it's basically they inherited none of the technique of their parentage.
Okay.
Like, because remember when Gojo said that, like, 80% of... Yeah. So they've got no curse technique or anything.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then Maki, like, distracts Mai, and she's like, come on, Nobara, get up. And Mai claims that she'll never get up from all these injuries, or, like, for a while. But then she sneaks up from behind and puts her in a headlock.
Yeah. The chapter title that they're talking about here is Bottom, which is funny.
There's a lot of bottoms in this episode.
Yeah, Toto loves them.
Sure.
Kugasaki's like, you tore my fucking tracksuit. I was looking fresh to death. Give me your summer uniform, which I thought, yeah, I'm like, when she first saw that, she was like, oh, is that a summer uniform? I'm kind of annoyed, but also that's cute.
It is cute.
It is. And then Mai says, I'll leave some holes in your body next time. Also, your legs are too short to make this look good.
She said they're too long in the anime.
Yeah, right? I was confused about that. Does Kugasaki have long legs?
I mean, she's about as tall as Fushiguro. I don't know how tall they are.
She's shorter than Mai, though.
Yeah, she's shorter than the twins.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just like a mistranslation.
Possibly, yeah.
I would think that the style of the dress would go for long legs and not short.
Yeah.
It's one of those like slit up the side kind of dresses.
Yeah, one of those type beats.
Toto comes back and he says, "Okay, we're done with this. We have to go. I have a ticket to see a sexy idol. We have to leave right now. Mom.
Yeah.
Stop having catfight." His favorite idol is named Takada.
Takada.
Yeah, Takada-chan, and she's 180 centimeters tall.
That's pretty tall.
It's only 5'11". I know this from Haiku.
For a woman's height, like
For a Japanese girl, I guess
Yeah.
that is pretty tall. But it's like not near as tall as him. Whatever. He says he likes tall women. I'm just saying he could aim a little higher.
Listen, I also listen, I'm 6'6". I love tall women, but I have spent the last 10 years of my life longing for the day that I meet a woman taller than me. Sometimes tall-ish, sometimes almost as tall as you is tall enough when you're a tall bitch.
I'm simply saying about Toto, I think that for talking all the game he does about having good taste in women, he's very boring.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So anyway, Maki and Kugasaki just kind of walk off, and Kugasaki's like, "Hey, is it true about you not having magic?" And Maki says, "Yeah, it's true. I can't even see curses without my glasses, but..."
You called that shit in the...
I kind of did.
Yeah.
And you tricked me, I think.
I think I may have led that conversation there a little bit, but you also said Kugasaki needs her, or not Kugasaki, Maki needs her glasses to see. She can't see curses without her glasses.
They do pretty much tell you that in the OP, though.
Yeah.
But Maki says, "Yeah, I am not really like a sorcerer genetically, I guess, but I want to be an epic sorcerer to spite my family who have better powers than me."
In the manga, she literally says, I want to become a better sorcerer to piss people off.
It's good. And Kugisaki says, "Wow, that's so hot of you."
She literally says, "I respect you," and then walks up and then leans on her, which is not in the manga.
I'm gay now. Haha.
It's so
What if
cute.
we were both jujutsu sorcerers and we were both girls? Haha.
They're so fucking cute.
Yeah. Alright, so now we get to the actual reason that these people came here, which is the very old man is here to have a meeting with the principal. And his name is Gakuganji. I wrote this down.
Yep, Yoshinobu Gakuganji.
And instead of the principal coming in, Gojo comes in and he says, the principal won't be here because somebody gave him a fake schedule. So I'm here instead.
Hi, Mr. Gakugami. Hi, Mr. Gakuganji. Hello to Kasumi Miwa. I love her so much.
Oh yeah, there's another student is a girl with like a blue angular haircut, and her name is Miwa, and she's like in a cute little suit, which I like.
Yeah,
I like the suit better than the summer outfit.
Definitely.
And she's like being very prim and proper. She's like guarding the old man. But then there's like some cuts of like what her real inner thoughts are, and she's like, "Holy shit, it's Gojo. He's so cool.
He's so cool.
He's epic."
Can you imagine how Miwa would feel if she saw his eyes real?
Oh my god, she'd die. She'd pass out. She'd do like an anime like nose spurt. Pass out.
She would.
Anyway, she says Gojo like comes in and berates the old man for a while about how he got Itadori killed. And then she says, "Hey, you're being problematic."
But then in her head, she's like, "Oh, he's so cool." My favorite one is that like when Gojo is like, "Yeah, I fucking ran into two unregistered special grades yesterday," and Gakuganji is like, "Oh, two of them, huh? Wow, that sounds like it must be really tough for you." And he says, "Oh, it's nothing. It's the same. It's that happens to me all the time. It's like getting flyer handouts on the street." And Miwa is like, "That's so cool."
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like the one where like she's like, "I'm gonna report you," and he said, "Do what you want to," and she's like, "Oh my god, he talked to me."
She's so good.
I love her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gojo has set up this meeting to tell the old man, "Hey, have you noticed that every new student is more and more powerful than the last? And there's a million new super powerful curses all the time.
Bigger than before."
Yeah, bigger than before.
So you thought Toto was the biggest guy.
There's going to be an even bigger guy.
Bigger guy.
Well, this is because stupid old people, stupid boomers, have been doing stupid traditions and not effectively addressing rising curse levels or something. And now it's become too powerful for us to control. This is a global warming metaphor.
Yeah, I also think it's a nice I think this is a nice like parallel with Mahito and them's motivations from last episode. Well, I guess they talked about their motivations 2 episodes ago when they were in the diner and Jogo cast blow your up on everyone in the restaurant. But talking about how he wants to overtake the humans, and Gojo wants to overtake the boomers at the top of the Jujutsu Society.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's shrimp-interesting.
Damn, there's some sort of theme happening here. We'll have to wait and find out more about this.
Yeah.
So Gojo says, well, that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye.
Bye. Principal will be here in 2 fucking hours.
Yeah, the principal will be here in 2 hours. And then old man is like, Miwa, how about you go get me some tea? And she's like, oh, yes, of course, sir. And then she dashes out of the room and it's like, if I hurt, I can get a selfie with Gojo.
Yeah, she says, Gakuganji, may I go get some tea? May I have a few minutes of time on my own? And Gakuganji says, for tea? And she says, yes, for tea. And then she runs out and says, Satoru time.
All right, so now we flash forward to 1 month later, I guess. At the Kinema Cinema.
Kinema Cinema.
This is where you go to watch movies about your kin types.
This is where you go to watch the anime adaptation of Danganronpa 2 and Evangelion movie.
Yeah. You can only go in if you kin Komeda or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't come at me about that. I don't know who he is.
It's the same. We get the same type thing, the typing out thing that happened at the end of episode 3.
Yeah, about it's like a documentation about an event that occurred.
Yeah.
There were 3 teenage boys at the movie theater, and they got so much cranial pressure that their heads exploded, kind of. And it kind of shows how fucked up their heads are, and it's kind of nasty but cool to see.
One of them looks like
a lava lamp.
Yeah, one of them looks like the uprights at a football game. You could kick Jogo's head right through that boy's head.
Yeah, pretty good. And anyway, we see down the alleyway, we see Mahito is walking away, and then who could it be but a precious little boy walks up behind him.
A precious little boy with the most baby voice in the world. I was not expecting this character to have this voice.
And anyway, he says, did you do that thing back there in the cinema? I'm interested. And then Mahito says, what? You can hear me? Which is how I also get the idea that maybe he's a curse, because maybe you're not supposed to be able to see him.
Yeah.
And then that's all we get of that. So, okay, I guess we'll just think about that for a while.
Uh-huh.
And then we go to the outside of the cinema, the actual front door, and the glasses teacher that we all know, his name and what he's about, is here with Itadori, and he says, are you ready to see some fucked up shit? And Itadori says, yeah, I guess. Well, he doesn't even say anything, he just nods.
You're gonna get to see the glasses teacher do some stuff next episode, and it will be good.
I'd love to know his name.
I can tell you, do you want to know?
No.
Okay. You'll learn it.
I wouldn't actually love to know his name. I'd love the show to tell me what his name is.
Yeah, you'll know it.
They show his face more close up than they do in the OP now, and I hate his glasses now.
Oh, you hate his Eraserhead glasses?
They don't have any arms, so they're just stuck to his face, and they're very small. It looks 1, super uncomfortable, 2, impossible.
Well,
I guess he just glues his shitty little glasses to his shitty little face.
Gojo said I cast infinity on your face to hold them there.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Yeah, it was. And then do we get the ED, and then we see Miwa's little selfie moment?
Yeah, there's a bonus moment of Miwa getting her selfie with Gojo.
Yeah, I want to say that Miwa running off to get the selfie did happen, but we did not in the manga, but we did not see her actually get the selfie in the manga. So I was really happy to see her get her selfie and then run back to do dance down the hallway back to Gakuganji, yeah. And then she walks in.
He's like, my tea?
And she's like, oh shit! And then we get our Juju stroll.
I thought it was so kind of adorable that Gojo just completely casually gives her the selfie. He's just like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I am sick.
She bows super deep. She's like, oh, thank you so much for taking a pic. He's like, oh, you're welcome. And he just walks off that's just a normal thing that happens to him.
Yeah, it's like being handed a flyer.
Yeah, okay. So we got the Juju stroll of Mai and Toto went to the idol handshake event, and Toto asks her to do her Takaton beam, which is she does a very cutesy little wink and hearts fly out, and I guess this is what idols are.
Yeah.
And then Maya's like looking down on the event with scorn, and all the men there are like, "Oh God, it's so sexy that a hot lady is mad at us for this."
Yeah, someone literally says, "Don't get horny."
And then Toto walks up to her and is like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "Can't you guess?" And he's, I see. You also want to shake her hand. Here, I have an extra ticket. Go ahead.
Yeah, he says some shit that I don't like about being like, "Oh, I'll be her future husband," and Maya's like, "That's kind of creepy." And then she gets in line, and she talks to Takada.
She gets in line, and they do the metal detector on her, and she's like, "Oh, right, my gun."
It's so funny!
But then, yeah, she gets in line, and she manages to get all the way up to the idol, the cute girl, and she's like, "Oh, a girl's here. This is amazing. I've never seen you here before." And Maya's like, "Yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah." But then the idol really puts the moves on her. She, like, leans into her ear, and she's like, "Hey, why don't you come back and see me again? I'll remember you." And after the event, Maya's like outside talking with Toto about it, and he's like, "Oh, wasn't it great that you got to meet her?" And she's like, "Yeah, I guess it was whatever. It was kind of cool. I guess she's fine, whatever."
And that's the episodes.
What if there were two magical twins, not actually very magic, but
both gay,
lesbians?
both extremely gay.
This is the power that they got. They didn't get any magic, but they were gay.
We knew this from the start. You know why? Because gay Akutami. Gay.
Gay Akutami.
It's to tell you that every single person in this series is gay.
Wow. That's really nice of him. This is a win for the gays.
So before we get into questions, you have a segment this week.
Oh yeah, my segment is,
which I will. You can name it whatever. You tell me what the name of the segment is, because I have also a name for it.
Oh, I haven't named it. I'd love to hear what you're naming for.
My name for it is going to be interesting, no comment, because you're going to theorize, and I'm going to sit here and smile and say interesting, no comment at every single thing you say.
Well, yeah. So we meet. We've been calling him Itadori's mysterious friend, as we see him in the OP. The mysterious boy of Mr. Emo Bangs.
Mm-hmm. I have leaked the information of his name being Junpei.
Yeah, his name is Junpei, which is a name that I really like.
Me too.
So I feel like I'm going to like the boy. But I have many theories about him. And now that we've seen him, I want to get all my theories out there so that I can rightfully claim how right I am about them if they come to pass. And if they don't, then I can just say, well, I was just doing my best, and therefore no one can criticize me. Yeah.
Do you have all these written down? I'm going to love to come back to these eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so
hit me.
The way that I have this is I took all the information that I have about him and put it together. So we'll synthesize this.
Which is not much information that you have about him at this moment.
So he appears 3 times in the OP, which is a crazy amount of times for a character that has not been in the show up until now. Mm-hmm. So what happens is the times we see him in the OP is 1, Itadori is on the subway, the spooky subway that's like flooding with water, and he looks at the water and he sees a fish, and then he has like some sort of memory flashback sort of thing to like being at an aquarium, and there's a jellyfish tank, and in front of it is Junpei, and then right after that the like Sukuna mouth like opens up on his cheek. So there's that, and then there's another scene of we see there's like a scene of like Fushiguro dancing up, and then it goes into Itadori and Junpei are like sitting by a river or something, and Junpei does that like very anime laugh kind of thing where you like cock your head really far to the side to laugh. And then right after that it goes into the other 2 characters like sad backstories. Like right after that it shows like Fushiguro's dead sister and Kugasaki's lesbian crush. And
this is also the same part where it shows Evil Window Man, right?
Yeah, he's the 3rd thing after that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then after the 3rd place that he is so there's that final scene at the end where it's been like collecting all the friends that we've met.
Right. It's a gachapon of friends.
Yeah, but Junpei has always been there, even before we knew him.
Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second to get this one. That's Tomo.
It's just Tomogachi.
Tomogacha.
Tomogacha, yeah.
That's something.
Okay, yeah. So Junpei has always been in this scene, which I have been on record as being very suspicious of. Uh-huh. So, but I thought about it more. The way it shows it is like it zooms in on like Itadori and Junpei like smiling at each other, and then it does like a staticky transition effect, and then it goes into Itadori fighting Sukuna. And when it showed that static in the actual show, I was like, holy shit, means something. So it showed that static in the part where Sukuna comes out of the curse womb facility to fight Fushiguro.
Yep, it also showed the static when Gojo blocked the bugs this week.
Yeah. So I feel like the static indicates like some sort of strong technique being done, I guess I would say.
Okay.
And then we actually see Junpei this week, and he's like interested in hanging out with the evil guys, I guess. Uh-huh. So my basic theory is that the way it works is Itadori doesn't know Junpei yet. Like, I'm willing to say that he doesn't know him. Like, I think that
he has not reached into your local Tokyo to find a friend and boy, you're saying.
Yeah, because he's not even from here. He doesn't live in Tokyo.
Right,
so
of course.
There's no way that they would be like childhood friends or something. So I think that there's some sort of like memory alteration going on here.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Sukuna has already shown that he can do that. He can be like, you won't remember this, and then he just doesn't remember it.
Though Sukuna did say that the only thing that would be forgotten was the agreeing to the...
Yeah, but like that's proof that you can like some sort of like curse or something can alter your memory in some way.
Okay.
So I feel like, because the OP is acting like Itadori knows Junpei, because he's like the first friend and they like know each other and he's like remembering him and laughing with him. But I think that he's like going to be like altering Itadori's memories to make him think that they're friends, to like try to get him on the evil guy's side.
Okay.
That's my guess. I think he's gonna have to like honeypot him with like memory alterations of them being best friends and boyfriends. This is my guess, and This is all the information I have. You may now say your traditional.
Interesting, no comment. But I do want to prod. Yeah. I do want to prod a little further. What do you think is, because this is going to when this does come to a head, what do you think will be the what will be the outcome?
I think it'll be like I think they'll figure it out, obviously, because it'll be very suspicious when Itadori suddenly has a brand new cute little friend.
Yeah.
And Fushiguro will be very jealous of this.
Interesting, no comment.
And then I think it'll be like a very like, I know people hate when you compare any new anime to Naruto, but I think it'll be a very like when Sasuke was on Orochimaru's side and Naruto was like, hey, stop being evil, just be our friend instead. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing.
Okay. Interesting, no comment.
That's my guess.
All right.
I do think that Junpei will be like secretly evil, but also secretly a nice boy.
Evil evil parentheses secret parentheses good.
Yes. All right. So that's all my theories.
We got some questions.
Ooh, I'm excited for the questions.
All right. And anti-tractionist, Dunk Pacino 2024 asks, if you guys could make your doors open onto a tropical island dimension, what would you bring to the island? Smash Bros.
Oh, what would I bring to the island? I thought the question would be like, what would I make my door go to?
What your island would look like? The answer to that for me is the Windows XP background with the water on the beach.
I guess I would bring like maybe like snorkeling stuff. I think that would be fun.
That does sound fun. Yeah, like Dagon looked like he was having such a good time just chilling in the water.
Yeah. And if it's like a magical beach dimension, then there's no like yucky kelp or like a scary jellyfish or anything.
Damn, that does sound nice.
Besides the magical jellyfish who lives there, but he seems nice.
Tiger Girl Fat Pussy at Sunhazhenya asks, hi, it's me. Which character would die of tetanus and go to super heaven as a result?
That's like asking like which character is the most heterosexual. So I guess it's Toto.
Toto does seem like the kind of guy to like just survive immense amounts of like everything and then just die of tetanus.
That seems like the right end for him.
Yeah. Oh man, does Toto take his car with him when he goes to super heaven?
He takes his fucking idol Gregory.
he gives Takada tetanus also.
No! Not tall idol Takada.
Mr. So on my damn podcast at Janos Skapovati asks, what should Fushiguro have answered to earn the pervert's respect?
I think he just should have... I don't think that he should have said he was gay, because obviously he was in a pressured situation, and Toto shouldn't have done that to him.
Right.
But I think if he had admitted that he was gay, Toto would have respected it.
Absolutely. If he had just said, I like dudes with washboard abs, Toto would have been like, well, check out what I got. I got some abs going on.
I simply must respect it.
Onion at Slitherbite asks, which iconic movie scene would be funnier to see in an anime style than the Sam/Frodo love confession? To me, the thing that immediately came to mind when I read this question was the scene from Say Anything when John Cusack is standing outside that woman's apartment with In Your Eyes playing on his boombox.
That would be pretty good. Maybe like the like iconic is it like 16 Candles or something? What's the movie with the ghost pottery? I think that one would be pretty fun.
That's Ghost.
Okay.
The movie is just called Ghost. I do love the. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put you on blast. I accrue a lot of information through cultural osmosis. I love that the cultural osmosis told you that the coming of age like love movie is also the same as the Patrick Swayze Ghost sexy pottery movie.
Well, wasn't she in love with the ghost?
She was in love with the ghost.
All right. Before we get off this question, I wanted to say that I wrote down the scene that he saw as Brokeback Mordor. You're welcome.
Go off! Oh god, sorry. I'm just like racking my brain for like other iconic. Like, I would have loved to see an anime guy riding the bomb from Doctor Strangelove. That's
pretty. I feel like that the scene that he picked is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I really can't think of, like, I think that's the platonic ideal. Anyan also asks, would you do this with Gojo if he asked politely? And it's an image of the cheese to meet you mouse, except for there's two of them, they're facing each other, and Anyan has added feet to them, and they are holding feet. Would you hold feet with Satoru Gojo?
Politely?
Yeah.
I think I would have to.
I think I would have no choice but to hold feet with Satoru Gojo.
He's like waving his low poly foot.
Yeah, he's blue badgering it.
I would have to do it, and I don't think it would be that gross, but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Chaz Stan Enkidu says Toto Funko Pop. I'm thinking Toto Funko Pop.
Wait, why?
Toto Funko Pop.
Well, good for him.
A song of babies and puppies at Asobapcast. If you tell Toto you're into women with big stinky feet, how would he react? And at Gigantic Larry said, "This is my question, was logged into the wrong account."
I think he would respect a foot fetish, considering that once again his fetish is so fucking boring. You have to respect a stinky foot fetish.
Well, I think a foot fetish is different from a stinky foot fetish.
Yeah. A stinky foot fetish is, like, next level, so he has to respect that.
Yeah. At Marshmallow, Stephen Moore asks, haven't watched the episodes yet because I have to wait until everyone's asleep, but who would do that download too slow thing and who would fall for it every time? That's going to be Satoru and Itadori thing to me.
I think Itadori would stop falling for it after a while. Like, he is
Eventually.
stupid, but he has, like, some, like...
Miwa goes for it every fucking time.
She just wants to get her high five so bad.
Or like she goes for it and Gojo doesn't move his hand, but like Unlimited Void is keeping her from.
She would be like happy that he dodged her. She'd be like, "Oh, so epic."
She's like her hand is like an inch from his, and she's like, "Masaka."
I think it would be pretty funny if Geto did it to Jogo.
That would be pretty funny. He basically did. Steven also asks, what shady bullshit would Itadori definitely get tricked into buying in an ominous back alley? I think he has like a collection of like bootleg Jennifer Lawrence DVDs.
That is what I was gonna say. Like, oh, have you seen Jennifer Lawrence's new movie? It's out, and it's just like bullshit. It's not really her.
Yeah, it's her new movie. It's her new movie, The Hungry Game.
The Hungry Game. Yeah.
The Hungry Game, Gold Linings Playbook, Passenger (1).
We love it.
Mother, but it said like in the Danzig voice. It specifically says on the cover, Mother.
I also think that Itadori would buy oregano, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the good shit, Fushiguro. Come on.
And that's it for questions this week.
All right.
So let's get out of here.
Okay, so this is a reminder. We're now caught up to the anime episodes as they come out. So next week there will not be an episode of this podcast. There will be an episode of the show.
There will be an episode of Jujutsu Kaisen.
And you can watch it. You're encouraged.
Watch it. Glasses Guy is gonna go fucking sicko. We are on Twitter at Special Grade Snacks, but there's no vowels in grade, and Snacks is with an X. Our cover art was made by Onion Kalalifair. Find them at Kalalifair Art. Our theme music is Lost in the Bug Snacks by Noah Geist. Check them out, noahgeist.bandcamp.com. And I think that... Oh, yeah, thank you to Noisepace.xyz and the Overlord Matt GameCube for hosting this and so many other great podcasts. Go listen to Nano Roy's Nightmare and Era. It's quickly become, like, my favorite podcast. It's so fucking funny because Roy is an incredible podcaster who just immediately develops chemistry with whoever she's on the mic with. And that's gonna do it for this week's episode, right? Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's everything.
And what do we say to get out? What's our out of here phrase?
We say... Let's go get some snacks.
Let's go get some snacks.
Talking about bug snack expedition. 13 strong got rumpuses who all set off seeking out a better life on Snack Tooth Island. They did find a tasty quest to fill the hole that many feel